Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about the real reason why you are unhappily single. You might be very happy single, but I'm talking about unhappily single because I have so many women who come to me saying, I just want to find someone who loves me for who I am, to share those really ordinary experiences together, watch sunsets, go for a walk, just all those ordinary things, grow old together. And sadly, most of the women who come to me saying this have actually never experienced it in their lives. And even sadder, I think, is the fact that I know that they never will if they keep repeating the same patterns that have left them unlucky in love so far. And that's the thing, they think that it's just bad luck and it's their lot in life never to experience a happy relationship. And many have given up because they think, well, it's just never going to happen to me, and have resigned themselves to the fact that they're going to spend the rest of their life in loneliness because that's what they're feeling right now. And they say, how can I ever trust anyone again? I can't even trust myself. But what if I told you luck has absolutely nothing to do with it? That the real reason you're unhappily single is because you're looking for love in all the wrong places, in all the wrong ways. More to the point, you're looking for love, not letting love find you. And there's a really, really big difference, because when you date looking for love, this is what happens. You project onto them all of your dreams, expectations, and fears, and you obsess over everything that they say and do on the first dates, searching for the pros and cons. Is this person different from the last? Do they find me attractive? Are they the one? And you project your fantasy image onto them of what you hope and think they might be. And the danger of that is you deny the reality of what you see and ignore all the red flags that might be flying right in front of you. How many of you have done that? I know I did. When I went on the first few dates with my ex, who turned out to be a very abusive guy, I was projecting all of my dreams onto him, everything he did that sort of reinforced in my fantasy mind that he was the one I clung on to, and everything that was a red flag that told me run, I ignored because I only saw what I wanted to see. And what happens when you do that is you're handing all your power to them, and you're hoping and wishing that they will fill that lonely hole inside you. And, dating when lonely is the worst place to start, because you might as well have this invisible sign on your forehead that says, I'm desperate, come and take advantage of me. Truly. Trust me, scam artists, toxic people, narcissists, just those who are not very nice, they are absolutely adept at picking up those of us who have low self-esteem, are dating when lonely, are looking to somebody else to complete us. They detect in a mile, and they will just flock to you like bees to honey. They smell it a mile away. So you become very vulnerable to them. And then they mirror you. Because you're feeling insecure, they mirror you. They're incredible manipulators. And they tell you what they believe you want to hear. So they become the fantasy person that you're projecting onto them, and take advantage of any weakness that they can detect and convince you that they are that fantasy, that person that you've been waiting for, the man or woman of your dreams. And what happens is, if your self-worth is low, you will only ever attract somebody who treats you as worthless. If you feel unlovable, then you're only going to attract somebody. You'll never attract anyone who'll love you the way you deserve to be. And then what happens if you're dating like this when lonely, and they suddenly project that they are this person of your dreams? You you might start to see troubling signs. But then you go into that old pattern of rescue mode, that same old pattern of behavior that hurt you the last time, which is trying to fix the parts that start showing that don't feel that fantasy, trying to fix them, or trying to change your behavior to keep them happy, because you see the potential in them. You see the wounded child inside them, and you feel, if only, you become the martyr role, the savior. If only I can make up for all those people who've hurt them in the past, then, and love them more than anyone else has. You think in your mind, they'll love you back in the way you're craving to complete you, fulfill you. But you don't realize that this is like loving a person with an empty bucket inside that has holes in it. No matter how much you prove you love someone like this, it's never going to be enough. No matter how much you change your behavior to try to make them happy and stay that person that you first saw, the really loving person, it's an impossible task. You're never going to change them. You just won't. And worse, the more the fantasy person you've projected onto them starts to slip away from sight, the more desperate you become to try and find them again. And suddenly you're turning into this clingy, desperate person that you think, I don't like this person I've become. Who am I? That's what happened to me. I turned into someone I didn't even recognize, and I really didn't like it. And bam, you're stuck back in that toxic cycle all over again. Let me know if this sounds familiar to you. Tina says, I used to be a saver as well. Yeah, you go into that rescue mode. Because what's wrong with this? You're looking for love in the wrong place with the wrong person. You're desperately hoping that someone else outside of you will fill the empty bucket inside you that also has holes in it. It's never going to be filled. And if you keep looking and dating someone else, hoping they'll fill it, and then the next, but I hope they fill it, it's never going to be filled. It's never going to be enough. Until you can be whole within yourself, you're never going to find the healthy love that I have been so privileged to enjoy for the last 3 decades. You might find someone who pretends to love you for a while, but believe me, it's never going to lead to the long-term happiness that I've got, that I'm really, talking about. There's such a huge difference. I am whole within. My husband is whole within. We don't need each other to fulfill the empty hole in us. We don't need each other to complete us. Together, we're a formidable team, if that makes sense. But worse, if you are looking for love in this way, you might do what I did. The love of your life, like I have now, may come along, and you'll be so scared and insecure that you push them away. This is exactly what I did at first. And one of my clients that I've just been working with, she was doing that as well. And you do it through fear. We were both afraid of vulnerability and opening ourselves up to somebody we really were frightened of, because, as you say, how can I trust anyone when I can't trust my own judgment? So we were very afraid of opening up because we might be hurt. So we convinced ourselves that we couldn't trust them. They must be toxic, and tried to push them away before, in our minds, they abandoned and rejected us. Thankfully, I didn't self-sabotage, because I really was trying very hard to. Any chance of happiness that I've now found with the very person that I was craving all along, the one who loves you, sees you, hears you, nurtures you, supports you, lifts you up. And I also luckily helped my client to navigate through her fears. And now she realizes that she almost pushed a guy who was so good for her away. So she's now really enjoying a beautiful, healthy, happy relationship for the first time in her life. And she's older than me. So it's a really, really beautiful outcome. No one can love you if you don't love yourself first. And only when you're in a place of absolute empowered strength, happy within, with or without a partner, will you ever be ready for healthy love. When you know exactly who you are, what you want, and will never depend your happiness on anyone else ever again, will love find you, because you can truly let go and trust that if you're the best possible version of yourself, then the right partner may come. And if not, you're good. You're so happy within, with or without, your life is great anyway. And you'll be happily single by choice. So if you're tired of looking for love in all the wrong places, in all the wrong ways, with all the wrong people, then I really encourage you to watch my free webinar, the simple 5-step relationship detox method that my clients use to recover from toxic relationships, fall back in love with your life, and never settle for less than you deserve again. I'll put the link to that webinar in the description below. And I hope that's helped. And Leslie says she's not looking. Tammy, hello, Tammy. I'm working with Tammy at the moment. I've just seen I'm a little bit out of focus. I hope that's not the case. I'm using a new camera, actually, so hopefully it's not the case. Tammy says that is so true. But that's okay, Tammy. We're going to break that cycle for you. And I'm really, really glad that we are working together to do that. So I'm sorry if this is out of focus. I hope it's not. But I hope that's helped. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.